my God. LOL. 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 JK. LOL. TY. TY. LOL. What's up, everybody? You're watching and listening to Wellness Week Live. I am your host, DJ Tony. That's right. I'm a DJ, not a DR. So don't listen to me. Always check your healthcare professionals. So today's show on Wellness Week Live. Don't forget, subscribe. I got to get my goddamn numbers up. Help me out, man. Okay. So on today's show, top 3 laughs you've ever had in your friggin' life. On today's show, Wellness Week Live. So, it's funny. No pun. I think we take for granted laughing. Laughing, I make the argument, is so necessary, for our lives. It is something that we don't get enough of, and we need more laughter in our lives. Now, I'm going to share with you my top 3 laughs that I've ever had in my life. Now, I'm 49, so I've laughed a lot. I've cried a lot, but I've laughed a lot. And I'm in the entertainment business, so I'm literally a DJ, but I also do stand-up comedy and magic, yada, yada, yada. So I love entertaining. I love, actually, oddly enough, I love when people make fun of me. So that's rare. Most people don't like being made fun of. I will take it how I can get it. So I don't care if it's in an official aspect or just people making fun of me at home or on the street or laughing at me. Like, I like laughing at me. Some might call that a healthy personality. I don't know. But yeah, so laughter is that important because, number one, it's fun to laugh. Who doesn't like laughing? And the other thing, it's literally biologically important to laugh because when we laugh, we release endorphins into our brain, similar to what cocaine does or sugar does. Now, I don't know. I've never done coke. Well, I've drank Coke, Coca-Cola, but I've never done cocaine. But if you read the literature, when you laugh, you release the good feeling hormones in your brain called endorphins, serotonin, et cetera, that make you feel good. That's why laughter feels good. That's not by chance. It's actually chemicals released in your body from your brain. When you laugh, you release those chemicals, and the neurons and the electrons, they fire off in certain ways, yada, yada, yada. But we need to laugh. Laughter truly is the best medicine. It heals. And I'm not saying to laugh at something that's serious. Obviously, we don't want to laugh if somebody's getting hurt or, God forbid, at a funeral or like that. But I will say this. I have laughed at funerals for the deceased, not laughing at their death, not laughing at them, but laughing from sweet memories. Like I remember, when my grandmother passed away, my nonna, as we say in Italian, and I remember being at the funeral home and laughing with my brother about just some of the stuff nonna, grandmother in Italian, some of the stuff nonna would say. Just like, oh man, remember when she did this or she said that. So my grandmother was off the boat and she really couldn't speak English. I mean, she could piece together stuff here and there, but in her broken Italian. But she would call our neighbor. She would always say, Anthony, you ever have an emergency? Now I'm really she didn't speak this smoothly in English, but she would be like, you ever have a problem, Anthony? You call the person next door, the lady. You call the plumber. Call the plumber. I'm like, Nonna, call the plumber. What are you talking about? Yeah, you call the plumber. You call the plumber. They call the plumber. I'm like, what the hell is she talking about? And I come to find out she's saying call Pamela, the lady next door, but she couldn't say Pamela. So she was calling a plumber. Calling a plumber. So like at her funeral, we laughed. We laughed at the sweet memories, So I think there's always an opportunity to laugh every single day, no matter what, no matter how dark a situation is, no matter how bad things are. I think there's always an opportunity to laugh, not at something that's dark and serious, but to bring levity to a situation. Like I said, like my grandmother's situation, we weren't laughing at her being dead, but we were laughing at some of the funny things she said. And, so anyways, and I try to do that too. Like, I've been throughout my life through sports and other things, in the emergency rooms of hospitals, probably one too many times from different injuries and whatnots and concerns. And I remember one time recently, actually, I thought I was having a heart attack, but really I was having a panic attack. And they bring me to the hospital. I was in the ambulance. And so they wheeled me into the ER and they go, ladies and gentlemen, hey, I'm here till Thursday. Try the video. Like, that I'm sorry, but some of the doctors and nurses couldn't contain themselves. They were laughing their asses off, So, it's a serious situation. I don't know if I'm having something serious happening or not. All I know is I'm worried. And, you try to bring levity to something. And again, I wasn't making fun of me per se, but, the situation, So, and that really helped me get through that. And anyways, I think there's always an opportunity to laugh. So let me get right to the top three. The top three laughs of my life, and there's been hundreds. And off the top of my head, I could spend months probably thinking about the top three laughs. But this is just something quickly I came up with. So, but what have been some of the funny times that you have laughed like in your life? What are the top three laughs for you? Was it something that you did, or a relative, or a boss, or a neighbor, or your pet? My dog Rocky, the Shih Tzu, he does some funny shit all day long, and it's just hilarious. They don't mean to be funny, but so what are some of the funny things that you have been a part of in your life, or you thought that was funny? A movie, an artist, or whatever, Go ahead, give it to me. Say it to me. Just say it to you're driving, say it to the windshield. You're sitting down on the couch, say it to the wall. Come on, give it to me, baby. Give it to me. Go ahead. Okay. So for me, off the top of my head, the number one funniest friggin' thing that I was ever laughed at or been a part of, and it's unfortunate because you had to be there for this. So what I'm about to tell you, you're probably gonna be like, oh, I don't get it, but I don't know. So many years ago, I was dating this woman, and this girl that I was dating, she was a pisser. Like she was very dry, witty, dark sense of humor, like me, very sarcastic. So right there was good because we knew, like, we would laugh at everything together, and that's how I am. But so we said, oh, let's go to Caroline's Comedy Club in New York City. So we went for dinner and whatever, and so we get there, and one of the comedians, he was an opening act. He wasn't like a main opening act or anything like that. He was an opening act. He wasn't a main show. But it was this Indian comedian, and he was poking. Was he Indian? No, actually, I don't even know if he was Indian, but he was poking fun of, and I'll get right to it. And again, you had to be there, but he was poking fun of, like, the snake in the basket, and how flute players in India will be like, and then the snake just comes out, like, and so he was saying, like, how does the snake know when to come out? Like, what the hell is he's just hanging out in the basket, and then he's like, oh, dude, they're playing my favorite song, they're playing my song, and then the snake comes out, Now, I could not contain myself, myself and my then girlfriend. I mean, I think I peed myself. I'm pretty sure I peed myself a little bit. Like, it was so bad, the laughter, like, it hurt so much. I was under the table, like, literally, I was off the chair, under the table. And it was so stupid because it wasn't like something that was the funniest thing I ever heard. But I don't know, something about the way, delivery is everything. So the way the comedian had this aura about him, like, he didn't give a fuck. So like, yeah, that line that I just told you about, oh my God, they're playing my favorite song, and the snake comes up out of the basket. I don't know. And then it didn't make things better because, when people are laughing along with you, it makes it even get turned up even more. So my then girlfriend at the time was laughing. I'm laughing, or her laughing. She's laughing, me laughing. So it's getting worse and worse. And my stomach pain was just unbearable. And I don't know if you ever had to do this before, but I had to start thinking about really, like, sad, bad things to make me stop laughing because it was hurting so much. And I was just like, I just want to stop laughing. That's how bad it was. That's how good it was, right? And I guess you can get too much of a good thing. So I was just, like, buckled over in pain from the laughter. And I just had to start thinking of, like, explosions and car accidents and death because I was just like, please let this laughter stop. Like, it was just hurting. So that was number one, I think, in my life, of where it was just, oh man, I couldn't stop. So that was that Caroline's Comedy Club. And again, the comedian wasn't even a headliner. But the second time in my life that I laughed the hardest was, I love this comedic duo named Key and Peele. I think they are consistently funny. Now, not everything they do is funny, but as a pattern, as consistency, and you can look them up on YouTube, Key and Peele, like Key and Peele, Peele, though. That's how they spell it, Key and Peele. And they did a thing. They got a lot of great skits, but the one skit, I thought I seen it all when they did Substitute Teacher comedy skit. If you haven't seen this, go on YouTube. I'm not going to explain the comedy routine about Substitute Teacher, but it's a spoof on substitute teachers, about a black substitute teacher who goes into a lily white neighborhood and can't pronounce the kids' names right. So it's just I thought I laughed my head off, but no, there's more to come. These guys did a skit about drug dealers who can't stop crying, and it was called Manly Tears. So YouTube it, Google Manly Tears, Key and Peele. I don't know. I must have watched this skit a good 150 times. The first time I saw it, my brother says, dude, you got to watch this. If you thought Substitute Teacher was funny, you got to watch, Key and Peele, Manly Tears. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Again, had me on the floor. I just couldn't believe what I was watching. I mean, I was just like, wow, like what comedic geniuses. I mean, and like I said, I do comedy. Most of my life really is comedy for my businesses and stuff. So comedy is a means to an end for me. If people say I'm a great DJ, it's not about the DJing. It's a means to an end for me to put comedy forth. And I think that's what people think. Oh, Anthony's a good DJ, but it's probably more because I don't want to sound cocky, but I'm a funny guy. So, but yeah, so I know funny. So Key and Peele, when they did Manly Tears, it was about, again, emotional drug dealers. God forgive me, but I mean, it was a piss. Okay. And by the way, if you haven't seen Key and Peele or you have, I would highly recommend also the Key and Peele skit. The two church ladies who battle the devil. That was another one that I think I peed my pants. I'm not kidding when I tell you. I mean, I think I tinkled in my pants. And then the third thing for me would be my top 3 laughs in my life. Again, it's funny. 2 of the top 3 are me dating these particular women. So I dated another woman many, many years ago, and she and I, again, very similar personalities or comedy sensibilities, and she was, witty and sarcastic and all that stuff. But this, I can't remember why we were laughing so much, but we were in her condo in the city, and I forgot what it was, but we were either making fun of me or making fun of her, or we were making fun of a mutual friend. And I'm in the hallway to her living room, and I don't know, we started laughing so hard, it knocked me off my feet, and I was on the ground just in a fetal position. Just, I couldn't stop laughing. And I remember thinking, like, and this is back, I don't even know, 20 years ago or so, like, this is the hardest time I ever laughed. And now I look back and I'm 49. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's up top 3. I don't know what it was, but I know we were making fun of somebody sarcastically. It was probably one of her friends who thinks they're cool and stuff like that. I was doing an impersonation, I believe, of one of her friends. And we were just in tears, just buckled down, laughing. And so those are my top 3. And, but yeah, I think we need more of that. And, it doesn't always have to be buckled down laughter, but a good laugh is so therapeutic. We have tears. It's like a good cry almost, laughter and crying, right? Like the 2 drama masks, cry and laughter. They're the same coin, just opposite sides, and they afford us the same thing of relief of some sort. When you cry, it's a good relief. When you laugh, it's a good release. So what are some of the things that you like to laugh at? I mean, like, do you watch television, movies, a book? I know for me, I love going on YouTube and I'll laugh at the shorts or the TikToks, and those are a lot of fun too. We don't realize, there's a lot of funny people on this earth, and just because they don't have their own show doesn't mean they're not funny. So TikToks are funny. I love watching YouTube for laughter. Photos, I like to watch. I love memes. I mean, I make my own memes. I love memes. I can't say it enough. I love memes. People that I think are funny, or official people or comedians or actors, I would say. I'm a big fan of, like I said, Key and Peele, probably one of my favorites. I love Dave Chappelle. Friggin' love Dave Chappelle. I like, although he doesn't make me chuckle, like, bent over in laughter, but I think that George Carlin, in the same vein, Bill Maher, I think is funny. I love Chris Rock. Love the old Eddie Murphy stuff, and Raw and Delirious. And don't forget, a lot of these people, really, the writers are funny. It's not necessarily the comedian per se, but the people who are writing for them, and we'll never know their names. And a lot of these comedians and funny people write their own stuff, but a lot of these quote unquote comedians, they have great writers too. So, and again, I'm not taking anything away from the comedians, because a lot of times they do write their own stuff, but I think the comedy roasts on Comedy Central are a hoot. And the reason why they're so funny is because, they're roasting somebody who doesn't necessarily want to be roasted. They kind of, sort of, they're begrudgingly there, which makes it even better. And that's one of the things that makes me laugh, are people who are serious and they're trying to be serious, but they act like assholes, and you just gotta laugh. I mean, because it's hard to make me laugh when people are trying to make me laugh. But if you're trying to be serious, like I got certain cousins of mine, like one of my brothers too, like they think they're so cool and they think like, oh yeah, this and that, and then the shit they say, it's just like, are you serious right now? Like, and they're serious as a heart attack. Like, it's just like, wow, and you just can't help but to laugh for some of the shit and things that they do. It's just like, I can't believe this person. How do you make it in life? So, but yeah, it's so that's funny. I think when people, and that's what makes these Comedy Central roasts so funny, because the person getting roasted is not a comedian per se, but they're just getting teed off on. So I love that. Oh, I think, what's her name is also very, very funny. Nikki Glazer. Oh, Nikki Glazer is, I mean, ruthless, man. Lisa Lampanelli, another one in that vein. I thought Joan Rivers was funny too. Very, very witty, relatively clean comedian. May she rest in peace. Greg Giraldo, another one, just genius comedian. May he rest in peace too. So, before I forget, there was a funny thing that happened talking about people trying to be serious, and they say funny shit. So just recently, actually, a couple days ago, a friend of mine calls me and he's telling me about how his dad, who's in like his late 70s now, and he's depressed, he's old, he's whatever, not well. And the father will run away from home oftentimes. And I say run away from home, like not like seriously run away from home, but he'll go out, and just because he can't, him and his wife are always arguing or whatever. So he'll leave, and then the mother will call my friend, the son, and say, oh, Jim, you got to go find your father. He ran away again, which he didn't really run away. He just went to go smoke a cigar or go to the bar. You know what I mean? But the mother, they're old now, so everything's a big to do, So, so my friend Jim's like, I got to go hunt my old man down. So, he calls his dad. He's like, Dad, where are you? And the father's like, I can't take your mother anymore. This and that. He's telling me this, right? And he's like, yeah, you're running away again, Dad. He's like, I'm not telling you where I am. And so so my friend's like, Dad, listen, just cut the shit and go home. And he's like, well, I'm not telling you where I am, okay? I'm going to do what I want. I'm free, okay? He's like, fuck you, I'm at Publix. I'm like, wait, you just told your son where you are. So I just thought it was so funny that the old man slips and tells him, yeah, good running away there. You really ran away. So, things like that make me laugh when people just slip and they're trying to be very serious, but they say stupid shit. He didn't want to tell his son where he was. So he tells him, go fuck you, I'm at Publix. He's like, what? You just told me where you are. Thanks. Anyway, so I thought that was funny. And the father came home and he's fine, and he's not, delusional, or he doesn't have, Alzheimer's or anything like that. It was just, mad and, but it was just funny. So, but yeah. So those things get me going. I think, my dog is funny. I think people in our lives can be funny. Like I said, relatives, my mother can be funny, not in an intentional way. My mother's one of those people who, she tries to be so serious and she just says the craziest shit, excuse me, I got to burp. I don't want to burp on the microphone. She'll be like, what does she say? And my mother's very religious. So like, forget it. It's just, it's a wealth of comedy because she just says crazy shit all day long, my mother, and you can't, you don't really want to call her out on stuff because it's like she takes it serious. But behind her back, yeah, me and my brothers were pissing ourselves. We're like, did you see what mom said, this and that? What was the one thing my mother said? Oh, she's just every week to something. But she, what did she say? She'll be like, she'll say, this is a normal one. She's always said, she's like, Anthony, we were at the mall. Your father and I, my mother's in her late 70s. My mother's like Edith Bunker. My father's like a combination of Archie Bunker and Ralph Cramden, and so that's their relationship. So my mother will be like, Anthony, and my mother's always dying of something, but she's not dying of anything. But she's like, your father and I were at the mall. We couldn't find parking. But you know what? I got in Jesus's ear. I said a prayer. We found parking. I was like, yeah, great. Because that's what God wants. Yeah. Like God's, presiding over the ills of the world, earthquakes, wars, famine. And here comes, here comes Leah. Oh, she's calling me. Hold on. She needs a parking spot at the mall. Like, it's just like, right, Mom. And my mom is dead serious. Like, she's not fucking around. Like, she really thinks like, I said a prayer and then God granted us the parking spot. Like, yeah, because there's no parking spots at the mall. Like you would never have found one. It's like, so shit like that where you just gotta like, you shake your head, you laugh. So she's a wealth of crazy comments all day long. My mother. But yeah. So I find my mother funny. I find my dog Rocky funny. Dogs pets can do crazy shit. My dog Rocky is absolutely a hoot. I'll be like, "Where's Rocky? Where's Rocky?" in my house, and I can't find him, and then there he is at the end of a dark hallway, just staring at me, like like the two twins in the Shining, at the end of the hallway, and it just spooks me out. I'm like, Rocky, get the hell over here! Like, what are you acting all spooky for? Get over here! It's scaring the shit out of me. So Rocky will do that. He just So the people in our lives can be very funny. Our children, our friends, cousins, bosses, colleagues, neighbors. I mean, it just people how they decorate their car, whatever, right? But anyways, so I think that I'm a funny person, and I think I'm funny because I hate to sound cocky, but hey, I got voted class clown in high school, so fuck you. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? I love you. But yeah, I think that when people say I'm funny, and I do think I'm funny. I'm not saying I'm the funniest person on earth, but again, I make a living on it, and I think I'm funny because I know thyself. I know that I'm the joke. I know that I look funny. My head is in the shape of an egg. That my nickname was Egghead in high school. I sometimes can slouch. I look like a goofy guy, and I although I am a very good-looking man when I want to be, but yeah, I mean, I look kind of goofy, and so I know that. I don't run from that. I don't try to be something I'm not. I embrace it, and I think it's a sign of good mental health. I mean, I got a therapist. I still have a lot to work on, but anyways, I think I'm funny because I'm self-deprecating, which is different than self-defecating, although I've done that before. But yeah, so I think that because I'm making fun of myself, I lower people's guard with that because I'm not making fun of them per se, although I do that too in a gentle way. Like, when I'm in public, if I'm DJing or doing an event, I handle it with kid gloves. I don't go all in on people, but, I try to find something that, yesterday, actually, I was DJing a gig and everyone's dancing, but this one lady is sitting down, so I'm on the microphone and I turn to the lady and I put her on blast. I say in the microphone, I go, "Ma'am, please, whatever you do, stay strong. Don't have a good time." And then I just go on about dancing, but so everyone heard that, so it's, I'm not, berating her or making fun of her or putting her down, but it's just, she's sitting, and it's not like she's not in a wheelchair and like that, I know she could walk because I saw her walk and sit down, so it's not, but things like that, or oftentimes I'll make fun of, more often than not, I'm making fun of myself. I'm making fun of myself for being so stupid and being, oh my God, an idiot, or, have you seen my arms lately? I got spaghetti number 8s, things like that. And I think when you can make fun of yourself first, then you can make fun of somebody else in a gentle, clean way. But first, you have to lead, and you got to make fun of yourself. And if you can do that, then you pretty much have carte blanche on anybody else. Again, granted, it's the right context. When I'm entertaining, I'm doing that. I'm not walking into a restaurant as a patron just busting chops. You know what I mean? But yeah, so when you can make fun of yourself first, then you can make fun of others, So anyways, that's all about laughter. We need to laugh more. I encourage you, please, look at funny videos on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, and, make yourself look for these things to laugh every single day. We need it. It's part of good health, and it's part of good mental hygiene. So laughter is a great elixir. We need to laugh more. Life is too short. I'm not saying not to cry, but we need more laughter every single day, every single moment. So I hope you laugh at me, because I'll probably be laughing at you. And share this with somebody you love or hate. I don't give a shit. I got to get my goddamn numbers up. Help me out, people. All right. Subscribe. And thank you. And I hope you have a great rest of the week where you're laughing. You deserve the best. Our bodies are Ferraris. We put quality fuel in our bodies and minds and spirit and good things in our bodies. So take care of yourselves. And I want the best for you. You deserve the best. You got this. I love you. Go get them, everybody. 5. I'm signing off, by the way. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.